Hi everybody and welcome to our first ever live cooking demo. We are very excited. It's obviously me, Lisa, and Chef Tamsin. Yes, hi. I'm here. And it's very impromptu, guys. We are literally standing outside on my deck by the braai. Staff was summoned at 3 o'clock. Where are you? We need the braai. So he's like, okay. And there he is with his glass of champagne. And we really want to make this as casual and as fun as possible. It's actually been a dream of mine for a long time to do sort of live cooking classes. And because of Chef Tamsin joining our team and just helping with everything that's chef and foodie related in the LR group and Bounty, it's finally come to fruition, which is so exciting. And really it's to teach all of you how to get back into the kitchen in a very easy, user-friendly way. Today we are going to be making plant-based recipes. It doesn't mean that we will always make plant-based recipes, but you know, I stand for plant-based, wholesome, you know, in season, all that kind of stuff. So I really wanted the first one to be about that. And our first theme is around Braai Day. So these are 3 dishes that will accompany your braai meat. But you may be having chicken skewers or whatever it is on Friday, and I don't want to, you know, have to preach to you about it. But at least for those vegetarians or vegans, there's a nice option for them. More vegetarian in this menu than vegan. But
not only for the vegetarians and vegans, we're going to show you that some of these are delicious even for the meat lovers.
Yes.
Don't have to be meat.
I always feel sorry for myself because I've been a vegetarian for 12 years and there's never delicious options. I get garlic bread, corn, a green salad, and maybe a baked potato on the braai, and that's like standard, you know, and it's just carbs, carbs, carbs. Very seldom is there something interesting like the beautiful roasted butternut salad that we're going to be making. We're also making some halloumi and veggie skewers, which is really yum, and then a baked pear with like a chocolate sauce and filling. I mean, it's really something quite unique. So hopefully you'll get some inspiration from today's live class, and then you will make it on Friday for Braai Day. That was the whole idea, is just to kind of like inspire you, educate a little bit, get you back into the kitchen, try something new, and this will be a series of many live cooking demos over the next however long. Okay, so we're hoping to do at least 1 or 2 a month, some for the kiddies, like we've just made 3 recipes with the kids, and then also for the adults. Just really having fun together. If you want to have a little glass of wine next to you, yes. every time. Staff is saying cheers, a little glass of red wine, please red, okay? Because red wine is good for you. In fact, very good for you. But only 1 glass followed with 2 glasses of nice water afterwards to kind of flush it out. So red wine is fantastic, or if you've got a nice cup of tea or delicious drink, whatever, all good. Okay. Right, so then also a big thank you to Diskem because they've partnered with us on some of these cooking demos, and they have a brand which has had a whole revamp, a really, really awesome revamp. It's called Lifestyle Foods, and it's the Diskem brand for all their foodie ingredients. So if you look here, I've got the salt and pepper, we've got honey, we've got like a barbecue sauce, we've got the oil, we've got the ultimate seed mix. We're using all of those lifestyle food ingredients in today's recipe, as well as a beautiful dark chocolate. And then we've also got the ground ginger. So their range is growing all the time. So we're utilizing a lot of their foods within today's cooking demo. Okay, so let's get started because we have 3 recipes to make and my family's hungry.
Okay, so let's start with the skewers. Because then when we move on, Staff can braai them for us while we make the salad.
He's very handy.
He's right here on hand.
Okay, so this is a good tip. Tamsin taught me this. And I was like, why are they soaking in water? He's like, because they might catch a light. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, so we have soaked those in water, and then we are going to have all of our veggies. So what have you done here? You can explain.
Okay, so when we come to the veggies, we don't want it to be boring. We don't just want to have all green or all brown. So we're going to use a variety of different veg. So we've got yellow pepper and red pepper here, and mushrooms, red onion. If you've only got white onion, that's also fine. Just the flavor of the red onion's a little bit more
sweeter.
Subtle. Yeah, it's sweeter. So when it braais, it caramelizes nicely. It goes super tasty and nice and sweet. We've got some baby marrow, some halloumi. So when it comes to halloumi, you don't want to swap it out for another cheese. Halloumi doesn't melt and go as melty as other cheeses. So if you use another cheese, you're going to just end up with a mess. So
Braai disaster.
Yeah, halloumi Or alternatively, you can use tofu if you don't want to use cheese. So that's also a good alternative.
A vegan alternative.
Yes.
Yeah, that firm tofu that you find in the shops.
Yeah.
So everything has been cut up quite chunky. Okay, so nothing too skinny because now we're going to skewer them all. Do you have a suggestion for what I can put at the end or anything?
Tomato is nice at the end, just because it holds on nice and tight. Also, when you're cutting up the veggies, try and make sure that they're all like quite a chunky size. Because, for example, the peppers, if they're too big, they're not going to cook. You're going to have a raw pepper with a really mushy...
Wow. He agrees. Yeah.
With a really mushy tomato. So try and get the sizes all the same-ish so that everything cooks evenly. The baby marrow as well. Baby marrow you can eat raw, so you don't have to worry about it, but it does go quite mushy and yuck if it overcooks. So
trying to get 2 pieces of halloumi on because, I mean, what's 1 piece of halloumi?
No,
really?
you don't want to be stingy.
Waste of time. Okay. So there you go. So there's a nice skewer. You see, I've got 1 of everything, 2 tomatoes, 1 on each side, like topping and tailing it like a bookshelf, like a book end. And then your nice big chunky pieces of halloumi as well. So let's make a few more because we have a hungry family.
You can use any veg that you want to for this. If you don't like mushrooms, you don't have to put the mushrooms on. You also don't have to use these the white mushrooms. So if you get the big steak mushrooms, you can also use those. Just cut them into quarters, and then that works just as well.
You know what's really nice on a sasati is corn. I'm a huge fan of corn.
Yes.
You know, like normal corn on the cob.
And you know what helps with that, if you are going to put it onto a skewer, is to soak it in a little bit of warm water first.
Okay.
Because it softens that core of the corn, so it's easier to skewer. Especially if you're using wooden skewers, it can break off. So you want to do, you want to soak it or use a metal skewer.
These are really impressive. I mean, like if this is your Braai day on Friday, and instead of just doing the same old, you know, potato bake and the garlic breads and what. I mean, this looks really cool. If you've got some vegetarians or vegans or just generally some friends that are coming around that are maybe on a bit of a health mission or just, you know, just to eat some good stuff on Braai day. You don't have to only have nonsense, chips and biltong and all sorts of stuff. You can actually have a healthier Braai alternative.
So we're also using multicolored tomatoes here, which also makes it look very fancy.
So pretty. I'm so impressed.
Okay, so you're going to carry on there. Yes. I'm going to start putting the topping on here.
Okay.
Let me just grab it over here.
Trying to get as many halloumi pieces on as I possibly can.
So Lifestyle Foods have got a barbecue sauce, which is really nice. It's a little bit, it's more healthy. So a lot of the other barbecue sauces that you can buy are packed full of sugar and preservatives. So this is a better alternative. So you're going to use a pastry brush. If you don't have one, you can just use a spoon. And you're going to brush over, let me move this to the front a little bit. So we're going to brush over the barbecue sauce.
Looks amazing. Those colors are really appetizing because we first eat with our eyes. I mean, let's be honest, right?
Absolutely.
So you got to make it look presentable.
Do you want to take it closer? So you don't have to put too much barbecue sauce on right now because as it cooks, we're going to baste it. We're going to add a little bit more just to make sure that there's that nice flavor developing. And it also caramelizes really nicely and it gets that...
They say to fit into our rainbow nation.
There you go.
Absolutely, yeah.
I love that.
Okay.
And how cool is that?
That's so cute.
Very cool. Okay, this one needs some basting.
Perfect. And then I'm also going to put some garlic flakes on it. It's also a Lifestyle Food product. And then you can, if you want it to be spicy, if you like spicy stuff, you can put a bit of cayenne pepper on it or smoked paprika, also just to jazz it up a little. Yeah. And some salt and pepper, please.
Yes, smoked paprika is really amazing. That flavor
That's one
is
of
just
your favorites.
My favorites, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, black pepper. Okay.
And some salt. Perfect. So we're going to hand this over to Steph now.
Here you go, my love. Thank you, Mr.
To
Braai man.
pop on the braai. So Steph's going to braai these, but Steph, please, will you continuously baste
whilst
braaiing to make sure that that flavour
and that they don't go dry
right.
as well.
Yes, they won't go dry.
Okay.
Because if mushroom's not coated in something, it can go a bit dry and shrivelly.
They look really impressive, eh? Wow.
Perfect. All right, there we go. I will put that there for you. Okay, so should we get on to the salad? We'll
Yes.
leave the dessert for last.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to change my mind. Let's
Yeah,
do the
the
dessert
pear.
first so that it can cook.
Life's short, guys. Remember, eat dessert first.
Okay, let's just make some space here so that we can see what we're doing. Sorry, just let's
Looks
quickly
really
rearrange.
impressive.
Can I move this to you?
Okay, so this is everything for the...
For the salad. Oh, it's
Yeah.
quite hot here next to the fire.
Yeah, it is wrong. Didn't think about that when we chose our outfits, okay?
Okay, so for this baked pear, if you don't like pear, you can use apple. Apple's really good. Or bananas. I know some kids, like the only fruit they'll eat is a banana. So you can do this with bananas as well.
That's so cool. So we've cored the pear. You see, it's actually, I've put my finger all the way through it. So you've taken an apple corer and put it all the way through. That's a cool little contraption.
So it's literally, you take the corer and you pop it on the top and you just push it down. It goes all the way through and the core comes out.
That is so cool.
If you don't have a corer,
see.
you can just use a knife.
See
You
like
cut it in
this?
half and then just wedge
at this.
the core out the pear. Then when you fill it, you can just fold the two halves back together again. If you use a banana, you're just going to split it open.
First time I've ever used one of
I must
these.
know, that's the coolest thing that I've ever seen.
Yeah,
It's
just
a
This is
pear
cool,
core.
hey?
it is very
So it works
cool.
for apple as well. It's so much easier than...
It's quite fun.
And like for kids, they always worry about the core and then they get over it at the end. Now they can eat the whole thing.
That's so awesome.
Okay, and
apple snacks out of these.
Absolutely. And we're not going to peel our pears or the apples if you're going to use apples.
Always keep the fiber on as much as possible. Don't peel your cucumber. Don't peel your pears and apples before you eat them because there's really, really good oils just underneath the skin, which are incredibly good for your health, packed with nutrients, and the skin is also all the fiber, which a lot of us don't get enough fiber, 25 grams of fiber in a day. That's how much we need. So having whole fruit really ups our daily fiber intake, which keeps us regular. Okay, that's our next webinar. We're talking about gut health and about fiber intake. So keep your skins on.
Okay, perfect. So now what we're going to do is we've got tin foil. So you need one piece of tin foil per apple or per pear. So we're using our pears. You're going to stick it in the middle.
There we go. In the middle.
Now we're going to...
Yes, boo.
When are we going to have a braai with our family? And
On Friday. This is why we're doing this whole thing, because we want to teach people that they can actually have braais on Braai Day, but healthy ones. We're actually going to put this pear on the braai. Yeah. Yes, you can taste.
Okay, so we're going to now fill the pears. So Lifestyle
Bye.
Food has got...
Take your coughs elsewhere.
Has got...
Let you cry. And they stink.
Okay, bye. Thanks. She says onions make you cry and they stink. Okay.
Okay, but when you braai them, they go sweeter. So we might get away with it once it's bride and like turned in barbecue sauce.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so Lifestyle Foods have got a cinnamon and they've got a ginger, which is really nice on roasted apples and roasted pears. Definitely a win. So what we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle them with a little bit of brown sugar.
Cool.
If you don't want to use brown sugar, you can use coconut sugar or coconut blossom sugar. You can even use xylitol if that's better for you. So I'm going to put some inside and some around. It's going to help caramelize it a bit. Then we're going to do a little bit of the cinnamon and ginger. I'm going to sprinkle that.
So these two have been mixed together beforehand. These
Yes,
two
they have,
spices.
yeah.
Cool.
All right, then
Can I not
into
get
the middle,
sugar?
we're going to pop a couple raisins at the bottom.
Cool.
Because that's almost going to create a little base so that our chocolate doesn't burn straight away when we put it onto the fire.
Yes.
Now we're
I'm
going...
not going to definitely try these.
That's good.
That's very good, Boo.
Right, so now we're going to use the Lifestyle Foods dark chocolate. You want to use dark chocolate. Dark
put too many
chocolate
in here.
is way better for you. This is actually a vegan, dairy-free and sugar-free chocolate. So great for vegans
Yeah,
again. We're catering
absolutely.
for everybody.
Dairy free.
So we're going to take
Okay.
these pieces and we're going to stick them inside
Awesome.
our pears.
No, you can't eat. No, you can't eat, babes.
I'm not going to eat them. I'm going to put them inside.
Okay, you can put them inside my pear, please. That's it. Shove it in. There you go. Shove that dark chocolate all the way. There, that's perfect.
Okay, and then we're going to top it with some raisins again.
Okay.
Let me take some raisins.
Since a very young age, Bella Boo has helped me in the kitchen. She can't resist.
I'll do one.
Hey, Babs.
I'll do one more.
Okay, so it's got a little top and tail here.
You can add cranberries to this as well if you want to put
I think
cranberries
so. We
into
just
it.
leave it there.
Look at the bottom, Mama.
I know, it's amazing, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Enough for the whole
Right.
family.
Sprinkle
So
with
everybody can have some.
Oh,
Some cinnamon and ginger.
Thank you, Babs.
More chocolates.
And when did the nuts go?
So the nuts are going to go on afterwards.
Okay.
We're going to put those as a...
So lots
As
of
a
fiber in
topping.
here. I mean, these raisins are also full of fiber. Cinnamon helps to balance one's blood sugar. So cinnamon is a really good one if you do have blood sugar issues. Ginger is a really good, okay, that's enough, my lovely, anti-inflammatory. So incorporating ginger whenever you possibly can is a goodie for reducing inflammation, which we spoke about in one of our previous webinars. Thank you for helping
Okay,
me.
so then once that's done, we're going to wrap
Okay.
it up like a parcel.
Thank you.
So you want to make sure that you bring all the sides up. Because when we braai this, it's going to sit on the bottom. So we want to make sure that all the juices are kept at the bottom of the tin foil.
Thank you, my
So
love.
you want to put
Let's
it
have
up,
a
you want to
squiz.
seal it nicely.
Okay, let mommy do this part, okay? Guys, I have to kind of undo what you did. It's okay. Kind of making like a Christmas cracker, you know, like where it all... Okay, wait. Here you go.
But it's also cool to get the kids involved when you do this because they're more inclined to eat something if they've helped make it.
Yeah.
So even the skewers, you can get them to help you
There you
thread
go.
it on.
can I go put it?
I think you should give them to your dad.
Yeah, give them to Dad and he'll put them on the braai.
So when you are going to braai these, don't put them over like the searing heat. You're going to make it towards the end of the afternoon anyway.
Okay.
If it's too hot, you're going to burn the chocolate and the pear. So
Okay,
you put a
so-
little bit to the side.
So not on the burning flame.
Not
like
on
to
the
this
burning
left.
flame.
Like
On the
where
perimeter of the
on
pie.
like where the
perimeter.
garlic bread normally goes. You're there.
Yes,
Yeah.
there.
But now it's actually chocolate pears. I mean, have you ever?
Delicious.
Awesome. So that can all go away.
Okay,
Nadine, come!
So I put that. You got it. Okay.
let me move this here.
Okay.
All right, so
Stafford keeps basting.
Staff
How
is
are
at
they
the
coming
braai,
along?
basting the
Forget
skewers.
they're starting to look really good. And they smell nice, hey?
Sure.
Okay,
Amazing. So
so
delish.
Brown tomato.
yeah, nice. Hey, can I share the space with
Okay,
you?
Boo Boo, come stand on mommy's side, please.
There we go, yeah,
Okay,
wait
so
on the
next
fire.
up is...
So now we're going to do the loaded
This-
butternut
this is the
salad.
salad.
No.
Onions are stinking like.
Yeah, but they're so good for you,
Okay.
Boo.
So we're going to use a mixture of rocket and of baby spinach. Rocket's nice and peppery, so it's not just your normal green.
Yeah, and as many green leafy vegetables as you possibly can consume, everybody, because remember they are full of those cancer-fighting properties. So whenever you can, just add a handful of leaves. So we should be having leaves with our lunch, with a nice salad, at dinner time and a stir fry, or with another side salad. But just wherever you can, add those green leaves. Yeah.
Absolutely. Right, so we're going to do the butternut. So we've got just cubed butternut. If you prefer to use pumpkin, you can. Pumpkin is different to butternut from a nutritional point of view.
It is. Actually, in fact, butternut has more sugar and more calories than pumpkin, just by the way. Pumpkin
Yeah.
is actually classified as a veg, whereas butternut as a starch. Can you believe that? Because that's how much more carbohydrate and sugar pumpkin has. Okay.
There's
so
a myth. Myth
butternut has.
busted.
So butternut. So butternut is a bit more of those like starchy and sugary than a pumpkin. Pumpkin is way less.
Yeah, pumpkin's definitely
Yeah.
if you're watching your weight. All right, so we're going to add some olive oil. So we've got
Awesome.
cold pressed extra virgin olive oil from Lifestyle Foods. It's a lot less processed.
Little drizzle.
A little bit of drizzle of that.
Extra virgin, organic olive, the whole shebang. Is that enough?
That's perfect.
Cool.
And then we're going to put on a little bit of cinnamon. Cinnamon is really, really nice on butternut. So is ginger. Sure. Can you use your fingers? We don't need the whole
It's actually really
lot.
nice to incorporate
Just a sprinkle.
your kiddies into kitchen cooking. I mean, since Ella was a very young age, she's helped me in the kitchen, and she has this like affinity for being stuck in, making cookies, baking with me, and just kids love it. It's part of that whole tactile experience, and also it's good for them to know that food doesn't just like happen. Doesn't come out of a prick container from your local retail store, but actually it's made up of all these different elements that make up flavors and enhance the whole experience of eating food. And you can fall in love with food. I was trying to tell the kiddies on our previous cooking demo just how important food is, that we actually do live to eat. It shouldn't be that we eat to live, you know. And there are so many flavors, and there's so many different cultures to experience and places to travel to where you get to enjoy food. And I'm trying to raise Bella to celebrate food and love food and not be scared of food and not to have a poor relationship with food, but to actually be curious in the kitchen and to upskill her so that she actually knows how to cook. Because for a teenager and an adult, yes, my love.
I am scared of broccoli.
I am scared of broccoli.
Well, we're not eating
Oh my
broccoli.
gosh. It's such an important life skill to teach your children how to cook. You know, not just to have 2-minute noodles, you know, just eating pasta, plain pasta or popcorn or cheese on toast or a fried egg on toast. Even a fried egg can be a little bit of an ask for some teenagers, you know. And I was raised in a family that loves cooking. My dad cooks for my mom every single day of his life, always has. And my brother cooks for his wife. So we have it's like he braais for me sometimes. But, you know, food in our house has always been about celebration, and it's been about quality, and it's an experience. And every night we sit down and we actually, you know, sit for an hour. We communicate with each other. We ask each other about highs and lows in the day. And food has become a big part of our home. And I've tried to install that in like all the kids in my home, is that food is not the enemy. It actually can be such an amazing, amazing part of your life if you treat it with respect, if you learn how to cook it, learn how to grow it, learn how to play around with flavors. So yeah, that's just from my side. That's what I'm trying to do with this little one over here.
Yeah, because you find it.
Someone spoke about an air fryer.
Oh,
and
yes.
doing some of the stuff in an air fryer.
You totally could. I mean, we are only using a braai because it's Braai Day on Friday, and we wanted to inspire all of you that, you know, are braaiing on Friday, that you can have a really delicious side salad, you can have a dessert that's actually made on the braai, and you can have a vegetarian sasati versus a chicken sasati, so that you can feel part of the braai, that your food actually was made on the braai. It wasn't made in the oven over there, and everyone else's food was made on the braai, which often happens, you know. So we only did this for today, but absolutely all these recipes you can just use your normal convection oven, or you could use an air fryer to roast butternut. We do that all the time. Those pears would be perfect in the tin foil in your air fryer, like absolutely perfect.
Which is available on our store.
Which is available on our e-store.
Okay, so back to our butternut. So we're just going to give this a little mix.
Okay.
We want to make sure that all the butternut's coated so that it roasts
baby.
nicely.
Yes, that's nice. Yes.
So this butternut you can cook on the braai as well, in the container. Don't empty it onto the braai grid. So you can put it in the container onto the braai, or if you want to prepare it before, you can pop it into the oven or the air fryer.
And you could also pop it in a tin foil bag.
Yes, absolutely.
So double coat it with the tin foil.
Yes.
And you could pop this butternut into the tin foil and also roast it on the braai. I mean, everything just tastes better on a braai. It gets that caramel kind of flavor, that smokiness. It just tastes better.
And the butternut actually cooks really well in the coals. So you don't even have to put it on the grid.
Baby.
It's one of the things, so it's not going to take up space. Wrap it in tin foil and you can actually put it in the coals and it gets a really nice flavor.
Can I ask a question? Because I know a lot of people are going to ask this question. Repeat my question because I may not hear. Is how do you know when that's ready?
The sasati's are ready. How do you know when the sasati's are ready? Well, I mean, maybe you should, chef. Yeah, chef.
So your tomatoes are going to start blistering a little bit. Right. So they can pop. I heard a few of them pop here. Right. So those are getting quite warm. And then you're going to see a nice char on them. So all those veggies that we've got on the skewer, most veggies in general, you can eat raw anyway. But you want to get a nice char on it. And the halloumi goes nice and squidgy. So it's not going to melt. Golden, yeah. It's not going to fall off the skewer. You just want it to get nice and squishy.
They look amazing.
Yeah, so I think we're just about there, hey? They're looking
couple more minutes.
Looking great. And the baby marrow does change color. So from that light green, it does go quite a lot darker. So that's how you know.
Looks good, guys. I wish you could smell it through the camera. Sorry.
Okay, so the butternut is going to cook probably about 25 minutes, depending on how you're cooking it. And you want to cook it about 180. Because if you cook it at too high a temperature, it's going to go really crispy on the outside, and then the inside is still going to be like hard and waxy.
So the key is to almost always make sure that your veggies are chopped at the same size. So if you're going to do butternut and you want it to take a bit quicker, then just remember to cut your little blocks into tiny cubes versus your bigger cubes. Okay.
We have a question.
Okay.
So butternut cooked with olive oil or coconut oil as per recipe? Just repeat the question.
Yes, so the butternut you can... you coat it in olive oil or coconut oil, the butternut? You can do it in either, whichever you'd prefer. Completely up to you.
Remember that coconut oil is a saturated fat, so if you're trying to reduce cholesterol levels, then you want to try and reduce your saturated fat, so that you would rather opt for the olive oil. And remember, it has to be the extra virgin, organic, cold pressed, good quality olive oil. It's worth investing in a good one. So yeah, if you don't have to worry about the cholesterol levels, coconut oil is perfect. But if you do, then rather opt for the olive oil.
Yeah, and you rather want to try to stay away from boiling your veg. When you boil it, you're losing a lot of those nutrients into the water. You're getting no color on it, so it doesn't develop that nice sort of roasty flavor. So try and stay away from it. Yes.
Caramelized veggies are the bomb.
And I mean, if you are pressed for time, you can steam the butternut, and then you can just brown it on the fire in a pan on the top
for the last effect.
Absolutely.
So you like pre-cook it in the steamer, and then you just put it onto the braai or whatever for some roasting. We sometimes do that. If I'm running a bit short on time, then I often pre-cook, and then I get that caramel flavor on the braai or in the air fryer afterwards.
Okay, so we've got our butternut here. It's all nice and caramelized. So we're going to pop that on top of our rocket and our baby spinach. If you don't have rockets and baby spinach, any greens will do. This is just really nice for a different flavor and super healthy.
Awesome. There you go.
Okay, so now we want to load it with everything delicious.
Yes.
So that it's not just a boring salad.
Yeah.
So we're going to crumble some feta.
Cool.
There are plenty different flavors of feta. If you want to use a black pepper or
that's my favorite one.
Roasted garlic, chili, mixed herbs, anyone that you like, you can use that. If you've got little ones and the plain ones easiest, then that's also absolutely fine. Whatever works.
Butternut and feta is just always a win.
It is good. Okay, then here we've got. Let me grab. Here we've got some bean sprouts. So we're going to put some bean sprouts on.
Very good. All your antioxidants right there. The antioxidants that you need to boost your immune system. Sprouts are so good.
Okay, we're going to put some mixed seeds. So this is the Lifestyle Foods Ultimate 4-seed mix.
Cool, and you could also roast these before if you wanted to on a dry pan. I often get that question because I put roasted seeds and roasted nuts on everything, like pretty much everything, because they're just, as a vegetarian, you're always looking for that like fatty, nutty kind of like yummy, Moorish flavor. And so I put a dry pan, like a flat pancake pan, on my stovetop, and then I sprinkle all my nuts and seeds in there, and I just give them a 5 to 8 minute roast without any oil. So just dry roasting them, and then I normally sprinkle them on my whatever, salad, wraps, curry, everything gets a seed.
Perfect. Okay, then we've got some toasted almond flakes.
Yum.
So you can use, if you only have whole almonds, you can also do that, and then just chop them up a little bit.
Or you could use any nut. I mean, we always have pecan nuts at home. So I guess if you've got some pecans, you could pop those on. Walnuts would also be nice on here.
Yes, absolutely.
So whatever you've kind of got, you could always improvise. If you get to Friday and you're like, oh boy, I don't have, shaved, beautiful, amazing almond flakes. Just use whatever nut you've got.
Perfect, yeah. And then now we've got to make a dressing. For topping for this, though, you can add all sorts of things. So raisins, cranberries, if you want to put on a different, some peppers or some tomato. But this is a really nice, really nice
the dressing.
One. The dressing.
Cool.
Okay. Cool. So we're going to use this little bowl.
Yes.
We've got some balsamic vinegar.
Balsamic.
Some garlic.
Okay.
And olive oil.
Garlic. There you go. Whisk this together.
Yep, and some Dijon mustard.
Oh, yum.
And then to make this a little bit different, we're going to add some orange as well. So we're going to use some orange juice.
Oh, yum.
Because the old balsamic and olive oil gets quite boring, hey? It's at every event you've got balsamic
orange
and olive oil. That was
orange juice, orange zest. Wow, what a lovely dressing. Balsamic, garlic, olive oil.
Perfect. And then we're going to pour that over.
Wow, looks great.
Okay, so I think these skewers are ready, hey?
Oh,
Let's grab them off.
You want me to put them in this?
Yes, please.
Delish.
Oh, wow. So tasty. So while Steph takes that off quickly, we're going to make a really super quick sauce, that's a dipping sauce for the skewers. So we've got yogurt. If you are vegan or you're making it for the vegans, you can use coconut yogurt. You don't have to use dairy. And then we've got herbs. So again, any
Coriander.
herbs. Yeah, that's coriander
Yum.
and mint. But you can also use parsley, or if you have chives, you can use chives as well. So just going to break that up into the
This
the
is not
yogurt.
huge pieces.
And then we're going to put some salt and pepper.
So I'm just going to show this.
Yep.
You
Wow.
guys going to...
So nice and toasty. You can see all the caramelization on there. Wow. I'm so hungry all of a sudden.
It looks amazing.
Looks delicious. There we go.
The pears are still on, yeah?
Perfect. I think we're going to grab those off as well so that we can...
Same time. I think they'll maybe have-
Okay, so that's the yogurt, coriander, salt and pepper, just like a little dipping sauce on the side.
Okay, so let's try one. Yeah, let's have a look at one pear. So the pears probably need a few more minutes, but let's try one. Cool. The nice thing with the pears is it also looks quite fancy, so you don't just have to slop the pear on. So if everybody gets a plate and then...
I was trying. And then the pecans.
Okay, yeah, it is a bit hot. Do you want me to do
Oh,
it?
wow, and this is mascarpone.
Mascarpone.
Oh gosh, that is a scoop of mascarpone. So you serve these pears with some mascarpone cheese, or you could serve it with ice cream. In the recipe that we made before, the kiddies demo, we actually made a homemade ice cream with just 3 ingredients. So no funny parabens or pesticides and e-colorants, flavorants, sugars, weird stuff that you can sometimes get in an ice cream. I don't know if you've ever looked on an ice cream tub and seen the list of ingredients. This was just condensed milk, cream, and some vanilla essence to make a beautiful homemade ice cream. So yeah, this would go well with that.
Okay, so you've got your pear here. It definitely needs a few more minutes.
Yeah, it does.
The chocolate hasn't oozed out the bottom, but because we're short on time, we just
let's
popped
save
it
them
off.
because I want to eat them for dinner tonight for
So
dessert.
maybe once they're all done, we'll take a photo and then we can
Yes,
put the photo
we'll
up
share
and
them
you
on
can see what
social.
it looks like.
Okay,
So that's you can eat it with ice cream with
Yes.
mascarpone cheese. You can jazz the mascarpone up as well. Add a little bit of cinnamon and
or liqueur.
or liqueur if you want to.
if you're
And then
going
we're gonna top it with some nuts. So you can use pecan nuts, walnuts, almonds,
amazing.
again whatever you have. Toast a little, and then you're gonna serve that with a nice dollop of your creaminess and a sprinkle of your nuts.
How fancy will you look on Braai Day if these are the recipes that you serve up? Something completely different. So delicious halloumi skewers, some roasted pears, stuffed roasted pears, not just roasted, stuffed roasted pears, and then a beautiful Braai roasted butternut salad. I mean, they are absolutely easy to make. You can get the whole family involved. As you saw with Bellaboo, nutritious, full of all the colors, full of variety, totally plant-based, except for a little bit of the halloumi. All right, so I think that's it. Are there any questions? Does anybody want to say anything in the comments? This is going to be a series of a whole lot, babe, just watch the cameras behind you. Yeah, a series of a whole lot of different cooking demos that we're going to be doing. So we would love to hear from you. If you would like to write in the comments anything that you would like us to teach you how to make. Nothing too crazy, and remember we're trying to slant more towards the healthier, balance makes perfect kind of vibe. So it doesn't have to be perfect like you saw here with the pear, stuff with dark chocolate, a little bit of mascarpone, that's balance, okay? So it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does need to be nutrient dense, full of fiber, all the colors of the rainbow, fresh, in season. That is what we stand for. We would love to hear. Put it in the comments. Tell us how you enjoyed today's cooking demo. If you learned something new, let us know what you would like to make in future, because every month Chef Tamsin and I are going to be doing these cooking demos for adults and also for kiddies, okay? And a big thanks as well to Diskim Lifestyle Foods for the amazing ingredients and the inspo as well. And thanks for partnering with us on these events. So yeah, let us know what you'd like to know more of. And thank you so much for spending half an hour with us. We hope that we got it in time. It was quick. So yeah, if there's anything we can improve on as well in future cooking demos, we would love to hear your feedback.